Definitely born very low middle class. Oops, baby. Teenagers type of thing. Late teens. Dad just working at a grocery store. Mom just being like a clerk at like an eyeglass place. So like no money's coming in. So I mean, I think that's just another reason why I want to make sure I get to a point where there's good cash flow coming in, because you can't rely on this thing, especially a job that I don't like lots of aspects of it. And then just like as we went throughout the years, just finance struggles that they hid from me very well. They're still making sure that I felt like I was living a middle-class life. Like I was able to take trips, I got instruments, stuff like that, but it was all financed, like taking out second mortgages type things, stuff like that, all to make it feel like the kids were getting that good life. And then even as we were getting closer to college, like foreclosure notices on the household and stuff like that. So really just seeing parents struggle is not only the reason why I wanted to better my finances, but it's definitely one of the reasons why I want to do this show, because so many people are in that position,
How are your parents' finances today?
Much better. Youngest brother, another Oops baby, Levy Braxton, he is actually growing up that middle-class household that they pretended we were growing up. So my dad ended up starting a business, and it's taken off. He's a third owner in it of a fire, water restoration type business, and fire and floods always happen. And that he's, serving the community. He's been doing really well. My mom went back, got a nursing degree. She's been very successful in her field, and they're doing, they've paid off so much bad debt, and I've, given them advice on what I think should be paid off as well. I think they only have like their mortgage left, if I'm not mistaken, like a low interest, like
and they've
nothing
stayed together
mortgage
all this time.
Yeah.
That's really impressive.
And they're taking a well-deserved trip to Australia, which I'm so happy. This is their first international trip, I think maybe in Mexico. So that's really cool. But definitely my situation growing up, hidden. You could start catching wind of it, and then in hindsight, you can definitely tell, was definitely lower middle class for a long time. But they're doing really well now, though.
How do you think that affected your relationship with money or your interest towards finance?
Scarcity mindset.
Scarcity
I think
mindset. And do you think that you picked up on that from your parents?
No, not necessarily, because, again, they hid it quite well. It was just more towards starting to understand what money even is in your teens, and then in hindsight, kind of understanding how things were that I understood it, but just not wanting to be in that situation, not wanting to have a foreclosure notice type warning on this house ever, not wanting to, if I ever have kids, I wanted them to be able to do whatever they want to do, that's healthy and good, send them to college. Like college couldn't even come close to being paid for me. Took out a bunch of student loans, and they took out Parent Plus student loans. So it's like, yeah. One of my dreams is I want to hit that that $5 million mark, but I also want to pay off the remaining mortgage. That's a big dream of mine as well.
Did you ever get evicted, or you're talking about a foreclosure?
We got very close.
Okay.
Warnings, very behind on payments,
Sure.
Second mortgages, well, maybe a third mortgage, I don't even know. So it's, always taking advantage of whatever little equity there is in that house, and just taking out credit cards. And credit cards was everything. Credit cards. And seeing how that's impacted people. Big inspiration for why I want to help people as well that are in the same situations.
Were they smart with their finances, though, taking out those mortgages? I mean, they never effectively actually lost their housing.
Oh,
right?
And I've talked to them about that recently. They knew nothing.
So they were not
finances,
still
knew
going
nothing.
about. They could have been better off.
Oh, they probably could have
You can
been.
leverage different resources, take out debt in different ways, in a smart way, if you know exactly what the implications of your actions will be.
Yeah, incomes were definitely limited for quite a while, but we could have strictly budgeted and done well, just like many people on the show. Yeah, absolutely.
But then if you budgeted like that, it would have been more apparent to the children that they were struggling financially.
Absolutely, and especially because eventually, after I was 5, we moved from a more sketchy place to a wealthy school district, though we weren't wealthy. We were in that district. If we were budgeting hard, they wanted me to live the lives of the neighbors, the people that I went to school with, who were able to take trips, who were able to participate in different activities and stuff.
Do you think that helped develop your character in the way that they maybe would have wanted? Like, did it actually improve your development?
Maybe subconsciously. I think that's one point why I got interested in real estate in general, is because I saw that as a cash flow opportunity.